Hey guys, this video is for anyone who is considering purchasing or has purchased the Vocal Cue Pack or Ableton template. Upon purchasing, check your spam email just in case the email showed up in spam. But you'll basically get an email with a download link so you can download it. You'll get the Vocal Cue Pack and simply you can open your DAW and start dragging and dropping the Vocal Cue Pack in. So no matter what DAW you use, it doesn't matter. You can make an audio track like I just did there and simply drag and drop these cues. 2, 3, make sure to line them up right, and they're all trimmed really tightly so they should sound rhythmic, and they're mastered all very loud, so you should never have a problem with having to turn them up more. So I'm going to turn these down, and
1, 2, 3, 4.
Pretty self-explanatory. You could make another audio track and have your track up here playing while you add the count-ins down here. So if you had an intro coming up, you could throw intro there or however you want to do it. But pretty self-explanatory with the Vocal Cue Pack. If you purchased the Ableton template, you'll get this zip. You can just double-click like so, and then double-click the ALS file, which is Ableton Live Set file, and it will open this. So I just want to cover a few things so you know what you're getting into here and you know what's already set up. Typically, how I'll prepare a song, I'll just do it real quick. I'll move these out of the way. So I just clicked and dragged. The orange is essentially just for the name and like key of the song, like details about the song. So it makes this a little bit more organized. So let's do song 1. And I'm renaming that by Command R, or you can right click rename. We'll say it's in the key of A. The blue scenes or rows are the actual necessary ones. So let's edit launch tempo. Let's do like 100 BPM. And then let's launch the time signature into 4/4. That's going to instantly change your session to 100 BPM and 4/4. So let's like mess that up, like 21/16 and whatever. And you notice this arrow changes color when there's a function in it. So now when I hit this, instantly changes. So 100 BPM. My rule is anything under 110 BPM, I will have eighth note click. I'm going to put an eighth note. You could do eighth note accented as well, which sounds a little bit like this. So one thing to note is that's also currently going, if you open this IO tab, stands for input output, it's going down just the left ear. I preset that for you because there's almost no scenario where you'd want click and guide going down 2 different channels. If you want to hear it just for preparing down both ears, left and right, you could put this external out to 1-2, or you could send it to master, which then sends over here and then make your master to 1-2. But I, in general, would recommend having it on 1. But for the rest of this demo, let's just keep it 1-2 so you can hear it out both ears. Let's do eighth note, and then I'm holding Option or Alt here and then clicking and dragging to just duplicate those. And here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So that's ready to go. I just want you to note that clicks are on loop. So if you didn't want them to loop, you could turn that off, but they'll keep going forever until you tell it to stop. And then the guides are not, obviously. So if you want to tweak anything with the guides, know that it's just a drum rack in a MIDI track in Ableton.
1, 2.
And these cues here are placed in the drum rack so that they will show up in alphabetical order here when you double click on a clip, which is also, if you want to customize a guide or a count-in, you can just drag these cues where you want. And if you need more space, just change this end to a larger number. And now look at that when I change the end to 100. So let's go back to 2. So one other thing to note is key mapping. Is Command K or this key button up here. I have it pre-mapped 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 9. And I only went up to 9 because 0 actually deactivates clips. And that's a useful function if you want to deactivate. Now when I hit this, it won't work. But they're there in case I want them to later, which I could hit 0 to reactivate them. But I can hit 1 to trigger the song right now.
Intro. 2.
And so on. And then another thing to note, you can change that by just hitting A or S, or if you want to hit W to start the first song, you can key map it there and
intro.
Trigger it with the button on your keyboard, W. And if you want to MIDI map it with a keyboard or some MIDI controller, a drum pad or something, you just do it via MIDI right here. But you'll have to make sure that remote is on in your preferences. So It'd be the link MIDI tab here, and you'd want remote on for whatever MIDI controller you are doing that with. That should sum it up. If you're interested on any more training on this, I do have a free workshop available on my YouTube, but all the links are going to be below in the description to free workshop if you want to dive a little deeper into this stuff. I'll have the vocal cue pack and Ableton template links down there. And I also have a complete video course, which also comes with some free bonuses and a support group with all the other students of the course itself and me chiming in there, making tutorials and a bunch of extra support options if you want to make sure you're covered. So all those links you can find down below in the description. I hope you enjoy whatever product fits your needs the best. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.